Okay, boys, you can all hear me, can't you?
Yes.
Right,
Yep.
that's not too bad. Right then, welcome to the ambush stand. Obviously, this is pretty important stuff. So try and remain switched on as best you can. We're going to be going over a linear ambush. Toward this, there is a L-shape ambush as well, but we will not be covering that tonight. So it's a linear ambush. Okay, for your information. We're going to be talking about a early warning left, early warning right. Okay. Kill zone and regroup points. Okay, pretty simple things that we're going to implement in order to get the best outcome of an ambush we can. Right then, so a few things that we really need to consider when we're setting up an ambush. All right, and this is more towards obviously yourself, Jackan, and yourself, Willio. But a few things we really need to focus on is one, terrain. Okay, so what sort of terrain are we working with? Okay, is the enemy going to have good cover when we engage them? Are they going to be able to tactically withdraw, or retreat, should I say, if it's the enemy, to a suitable position where they can arrange a QRF or counterattack? Okay, and again, if we've got good cover and good terrain to get concealed within ourselves. Now, bear with, let me just get rid of this long-range bullshit. There we go. Okay, so this sort of terrain, it's pretty good, isn't it, to get concealed? Because we've got quite a lot of vegetation, a lot of darker areas in the ground that we can use. Now, lads, when we're setting up an ambush, we do not want to get too close to the MSR or ASR, for obvious reasons, okay? If we're too close and the enemy does manage to get a foothold against us and counter-attack us, then we might lose a couple of guys because of that. We do not want to put any other elements across the other side of the road. Why is that?
To avoid blue and blue.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Crossfire. Okay. So we do not want to, we do not want to fucking start firing at our own guys. Now, a few people said, oh yeah, should we put people on the other side? You never do, lads. Okay. If you're going to do something to implement more firepower going down on the enemy, you would, do an L shape. Alright, so an L shape is as it sounds. Alright, you've got a few lads at the front here. Okay. And then you've got them on the, another element on the flank. I just got me short range out now. You're on short range 113 still, are you?
Correct.
There we go. Okay. Right. So that is an L shape really quick. Alright, but like I said, you won't generally implement it. However, linear ones are generally good for setting the ambush up, hitting the enemy hard, and bugging out. Alright, that is the main premise, what you want to be doing. Why do you not want to sit around after you've completed the ambush?
Enemy QRF.
Exactly, yeah. Enemy QRF. You don't know what's coming for you. There could be a T-72 rolling down. There could be anything. Alright, so you need to basically, as you saw probably demonstrated, alright, so you have your ambush team, they're set up, bang, 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 watch and shoot. Delta fire team, clear the enemy out, so they move forward, alright, dead check all enemy, literally bang, bang, alright, so dead checks, lads. You fire 2 consecutive rounds into the centre of mass, so the torso, and you then move back past your Charlie team and you head towards the regroup point. Okay, so your regroup point, alright, will be preset. Yeah, makes sense? So we're preset as regroup point as we're moving towards the ambush area. Alright, so we know this is where we need to be after the ambush, and everybody should know where that is. Why is that?
Because
why does everyone need to know?
In case shit gets down, everyone can find their way back.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want anyone segregated, alright, or separated, should I say, sorry. Okay, so let's talk about early warning left. Now, generally, I can't see anyone here who's got it. No, generally, you would want your marksman there. Okay, so in your early warning left, you would want your marksman. Obviously, it depends where the enemy, you're predicting the enemy to come from. So if you've got intelligence that the enemy are moving down the MSR from, let's say for this example, we've got an enemy convoy, just a soft shell vehicle and a couple of ground troops moving down quite slowly from the southeast to the northwest. Alright, obviously we can put his marksman on the early warning left because he's got a lot longer range he can cover, and he's going to get better eyes on using his systems. Okay, so we generally put him on the early warning left. Alright, early warning right, you can have a rifleman. But again, you'd mix it up. So if the enemy's coming from northwest to southeast, you'd again put your marksman on the right of early warning right, and you put that rifleman then onto this southeast position. Right? Who is the most important? Who has the most important role in a section in an ambush? Who's going to do the most damage?
GPMG / AT cover.
Yeah, so GPMG, AT, LMG, and obviously Grenadiers as well. Okay, so you want them in your main fucking punching force, don't you? So in that sort of centre area where they have good coverage over the kill zone. Now the kill zone, down to your 2IC, okay, you will designate it. Alright, so you will move slightly forward, you will not, and I'm going to stress this, do not move on to the fucking kill zone area, because if the enemy do get eyes on you, then you've just blown the whole thing and you're going to have to bug out. So from a bit of a distance, view down and say, right lads, we're going to do the kill zone from here to here. You can even mark it on the map. Now if you're proficient at maps, which, you know, IC2IC, you should be, okay, you can look at the map, look at the terrain, and think to yourself, right, the ambush position, you know, is pretty good. We'll mark it from here to here. You can do that by marking a dot just in your group. Alright, so you mark it as a red dot, point to point. Make sense? Okay.
Yep.
Good. Right then. Early warning left. Since you haven't got a marksman, we'll say that Amtin, you're the marksman today. Now, your combat team medic, generally you'd have him anywhere in the centre with the punching force, obviously just in case you do get any casualties. But for this, we'll just pretend he's a marksman. Okay. Right then. Let's talk a little bit about concealment. So do you want to follow on? Okay. So, concealment. Alright, when we're camming up, all that sort of stuff. Right, lads. Never fucking cam up in front of what you're trying to, you know, use as cover. Alright? Never do it this way. Alright? Either go to the left or to the right or even to the rear if you've got enough of an area. And use, for crying out loud, use the advanced movements. Yeah? Scan the area. Use the advanced movements to cam yourselves up. Alright? Make sure you get yourself into a position where when the engagement happens, so when your section IC says rapid fire, you can sort of just, if you need to, just lean up a bit and then start engaging. Alright? Lads, the whole idea behind an ambush is it's a surprise attack. Alright, so do not get spotted. Even if you cannot see the area initially, as soon as that engagement happens, that's when you need to be able to see it. Alright? So what we're going to do is, where do we think we should put the early warning left? Where do we think we should put him, guys? Anyone? Where do we think? How about this? Tell you what, early warning left, go find yourself a position. Alright?
It should be in that direction then.
Yeah, it'll be in that direction, but where are you going to put yourself?
I'll put myself beyond the bend, the road.
Nope. Okay. Right, lads, you want to stay within visual contact of your section members as best you can. Now, where I would put him in this sort of road, this situation here, let's say them targets there, that's the kill zone. Okay, where I would look at putting him is over here. So follow on. Around here. Alright lads, anywhere
probably
around
behind
here.
this big fir.
Yeah, so the big fern you could use, or even the small one lads, because let's face it, like I said, the early warning left and the early warning right do not necessarily have to engage the contacts. They are there, as it sounds in the name, early warning, to give you an early warning. Alright, so they would stay there. He's got not bad eyes on the bend coming round there, but let's be fair, as soon as you see movement there, you're going to radio it in. Okay, so how would we do that? On our section channel, we would say, on a short range, sorry, we would say, this is early warning left, we have movement. Okay, you would PID it and let your section IC know what's going on. Alright, so you'd ID it and let your section know. Alright, remember lads, there could be civilians crossing that area. Okay, there could be anything. Right, so we've got us early warnings set up, so I want you to stay there and remember that, Amton. Right, rest of you follow me. Early warning right, let's say another rifleman, follow me.
Notice. That must be you.
Okay. So there's early warning right. We could put anywhere around and in this area. Okay, wherever he sees best fit. Obviously he's got a bit better eyes on the area, so he could engage at this point. Just because you are them two roles, it doesn't mean you don't have to engage. Let's get that straight. Alright, if you've got good eyes on the enemy, then engage, but remember at all times, there could be another enemy QRF or element. Okay, so around here, this sort of position, whoever it is, who is it?
Nice, me.
Alright then, get yourself cammed up, let's see where you go.
Alright, Mudas, mate. Might I suggest you move a bit back towards this tree instead?
If you come here, in a bad
Pick up, sir.
position, however, instead of trying to do that, why not just tuck yourself in like this?
Fair point.
Instead of trying to use, lads, right, I know it's a lot easier to use crouch and fucking try and get eyes on, okay, but if you've got, you know you're going to spot something, you know what I mean, get on your belt buckles, lads, make yourselves a smaller target, always, alright? Okay. There we go, so he's nicely tucked in. Now if I go over here, if you just tuck yourself back a little bit more for us, right, other than his BFA, you know what I mean, I haven't really got eyes on him there. Alright, if you come back to here, come back to me now.
Yeah, holy fuck, that's no issue.
You know what I mean? Now lads, look at that. The only thing that's giving him away is his BFA. You know, his
PFA
fucking,
and
his
a bit of
fucking
arm.
glasses. Alright? So, the enemy are not going to spot you there. Now lads, if we ever do a platoon v platoon, I expect you to be fucking using, you know, camouflage and setting up ambushes to the point where you absolutely hit the enemy hard. Right, so remember, cam yourselves up. And, stand up a minute for me. Please. Thank you. Try and ditch the fucking goggles. Yeah, if you've got goggles, ditch them. Use the other helmets because they look so fucking shit. Pardon me. And they reflect light pretty well. Right. Okay. Right then, so you stay there. Stay in that position. Good. Right, the rest of you and Section IC to IC come to me. At this point, you now need to set up, and I'm going to let you do this to IC. Alright. I want you to set up your main fucking hitting team. Okay? So you need to get good eyes on them figure 11 targets. Go!
Just them with GPMG gunner. There you go.
Yep.
Right by that fucking rock.
Roger.
Lido. Oh. Cam yourself up the best you can up here. Use the ground as cover. Mick, get on the flank of the GPMG gunner.
Yeah, just flattening out the grass so we have line of sight.
Right lads, okay, so you've got yourselves just about set up. Now it's important to make sure you know where all your, obviously your section members are. Make sure you know you're not going to be shooting at any friendlies, all that sort of stuff. Alright, once you are set up, okay, in the target area, alright, you will not move at all. You will wait and wait and wait until the suspect enemy element moves to that position. If it doesn't, then obviously you would tactically move out from this position to the next objective or next area. However, you would wait until the enemy got there if you knew they were coming. Alright, right, so we're waiting about. All of a sudden, the early warning left says we have contact moving down the road 20 metres out. Okay, so we now know we're fucking ready. Now Section IC, 2IC, you need to be fucking well switched on at this point. You need to be looking at that target area and trying to sort of assume where the best enemy, you know, where the best position is going to be for the enemy. So let's say they're just patrolling down this ASR, they're just patrolling down it, okay? And once they get into that kill zone, you will say, Section, rapid, fire, okay? That's all you need to say. You don't need to give group range indication type of fire, you just say, Section, rapid fire, because by this point the section already knows what it's, you know, what sort of range and what sort of stuff it's doing. So you don't need to give that sort of inf. Alright? Once that is done, okay, and you believe the enemy to be neutralised, you will go section watch and shoot. And you will wait a few seconds. At this point you will say, Delta Fire Team, dead check the enemy, dead check the enemy. So they would move forward, quickly dead check the enemy, and pull back. Okay, now dead checking. If you think the situation is too unsafe to do a dead check, just pull yourselves back. Alright, so you go to the regroup area, so you'd say section, prepare to move to the regroup point, move. Okay? Any questions so far? Good. Right then. Remember your set positions. I want everyone to regroup on me. Lads, let's move.
Empty coming in.
Okay.
Okay, not everyone, yeah. Right then, so regroup point. As I say, this is predetermined. Now, follow on. Okay. Right then. Obviously, you wouldn't move into an ambush position through the area you are ambushing, if that makes sense. So you wouldn't move down the road and then set up the ambush. Okay, unless you knew the enemy are fucking trying to chase you down. Alright, you've got an enemy QRF trying to catch up to you. You could, set up a quick ambush. However, for this sort of stuff, linear ambushes, your regroup point would be around here. Okay, this is a perfect position. Why? Anyone know?
Because there's a hill that hides us from direct
Yep.
line of sight.
Exactly. You're concealed from the enemy's line of sight. So if you do need to pull back, tactically withdraw, you're concealed straight away. Okay, if the enemy QRF is inbound after you've done your dead checks, you can get here and you're already fucking safe. Alright. When you regroup, you would set up an ARD around that area. Okay. Do a quick latest report. If you're not under contact or any immediate danger, the IC would radio into myself saying assaulter report. So it would give me assaulter report. Okay. With ambushes, obviously, Section IC, if you think, you know what, we're going to set up an ambush position here because we know the enemy coming down, you would let me know. You would say, you'd radio it in saying, blah, 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 this is blah, blah, blah. We are going to commit to an ambush on this given road grid. We will mark now. You would mark it. We are currently setting up the ambush time now. Over. Okay, I would then radio back saying, blah, 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 good to hear. Ensure to give me a assault report on completion of the ambush. Out. Alright. That's what 2IC you need to be thinking about. Okay, making sure I know everything. If it's predetermined, i.e. I've told you this is where I want you to set up an ambush position, obviously when you get to the ambush area you would let me know, and once the ambush is complete you would let me know. Okay, and then I would give you further tasking. Any questions? Right, what I want you to do then, Jackan, Walito, is go 30 metres towards bearing 40, manoeuvre yourselves to the regroup point. Obviously, lads, when you get there, don't all fucking crowd round each other. Generally, you do these things in an enemy, situated area. Alright, set up the ARD and then say on the radio, short range, okay, section listening, this is the regroup position. I say again, this is the regroup position. Okay, and then you would start looking at your maps. IC, alright, 2IC you would take charge of the section. IC you would look at your map and say, right, early warning left, you will move to this position, blah blah blah. Check map, you'd give an 8 figure if you can. Alright, early warning right, again same thing, you'd give an 8 figure of where you want him to be, and then you start situating you guys. Generally, if you're setting up an ambush, a linear one, the enemy are not going to be around here straight away. Okay, so you're going to have a little bit of time to do it, so don't be scared about moving about. However, I would advise getting on your belt buckles when you're moving into position, because there could be anything out there. Alright. What you're going to do is move to this position, set up your regroup point, and then you're going to set your guys up where we just did. Okay, once that's done, when you see some smoke, okay, you will engage the enemy. Alright, I want to hear good communication over comms. Alright? All happy at that?
Roger.
Roger
Okay,
that.
crack on.
Section note. Alright.
This is the regroup point. You'll remember your previous positions, yeah?
Yes.
Roger.
The Okay, will you take charge for a minute?
Set up ARD, guys.
Reckless watching north northeast.
Alright, you guys look solid.
I'm saying watching northwest. Over.
Cooney watching east.
Cooney, switch southeast.
Roger.
Alright, have a look at your map. Kill zone marked. 2 dots at 019 973 and 020972. That's a kill zone. All C? Alright, zone.
Same.
See?
Roger.
Alright, y'all remember your predetermined positions? Earn one on your left, earn one on the right, you remember?
Yep.
Okay, section prep to step off. Move out. Alright, get low and fan out.
What? Who's calling me?
Okay, hello.
Alright.
Reckless and set. Everyone set.
Set.
Everyone left.
I'm not set yet. 10 seconds.
Cooney likewise.
Far right, set.
Left set.
Cooney set.
Hampton is set.
Who just set?
I hear smoke. Red smoke on kill zone.
Section, rapid, fire. Junior!
Back. Back in.
Section, watch
Got
and
a
shoot.
zoom.
Delta, prep to kill check.
Delta, prepare to move. Move. Kill check, kill check.
Kill check.
Kill check.
Kill check.
Alright, return. Fall back.
Delta, move back to regroup point.
Regroup point, Delta.
Charlie, fall back to regroup point.
Delta, set up ARD. Facing northeast, southeast.
Currently facing southeast.
Southwest. Mix northwest. Radius northeast.
Alright lads, gathering on me.
We missing Hampton.
He's almost here.
That's
Obviously, make sure you've got eyes on all your blokes as they're coming in. Alright, makes your lace reporting your life a lot easier. One thing I would say is don't send your GPMG gunner down to kill check. Obviously, if you come under enemy QRF or sporadic fire, he's the best one to deal with the situation. On me. Whoa. Any questions? Okay, so that is a linear ambush, and yes, you will be using them in the op. Alright, and I expect you to practice them as your section. Okay, you may be doing them against live enemy later tonight. If not, it'll be blank on blank, so you will ambush another section, that sort of thing. Alright?
Doesn't mate. I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be logical to put like the Gimpy gunner maybe on early warning to the opposite direction of the Martian?
You want him in that centre of axis so he can put down the maximum rate of fire.
Yeah, okay, good.
Alright. Plus, if you need to withdraw due to any situations, you can use him as your fucking suppression sort of mechanic.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so you
Just
suppress the
thinking
enemy.
if you don't want him down to do kill checks, might be, but okay.
Any other questions? Okay, I believe you're at stand 2 next.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The 4th Infantry Brigade is always looking for more members. Are you interested in joining a dedicated Arma 3 Nielsen community? Head on over to 4thinfantrybrigade.co.uk for more information.